Hello, everybody. It's your friend Rick. It is Saturday, October the 28th, 2017. If you need to contact me and make a donation to receive my paperwork, please, just for the paperwork, please don't send me these long emails. Trying to pick my brain or whatever. And I understand you're going through a stressful time, but if you're going to send me an email, try and keep it, brief, okay? Because I got to deal with a lot of emails, and I'm not saying your problem is not important. I know it's important. Just try and keep it brief, okay? And just stick to the points. My email address is rick, R-I-C-K, 0327@me.com. All right, we were talking about dealing with the last video, dealing with a response from a clerk, and also a scenario where the clerk doesn't respond. And this can go also with like a discovery motion, where we're demanding to see evidence. Anytime we're demanding to receive something, okay, and they don't respond, we can then assume that it doesn't exist, and we do that by filing a default. So let's just say, like what we were doing with the special appearance, right? So my man Felton sent in the special appearance, right? And he got a response, and basically all the clerk did. Now, think about this. They responded. All right? How many times do they not respond? I mean, my paperwork, and again, I'm going to pat myself on the back, we are getting responses, okay? We are getting some type of movement, and that's good, okay? Once they respond, they acknowledge that they received something from you, okay? And then from there we can move on, all right? But anyway, the clerk responded and said that the child support agency filed a petition for his ex-wife, all right? How can they do that? That means that they're a third party. They are not an injured party. Okay? This is just one of these, this child support scheme where, the baby's mother is receiving child support because you're not paying, and she signed over the support rights to the child support agency. That doesn't fly in a court, in a real court. But what we're doing with the paperwork is we're trying to get the court to operate like a real court, okay? And we wanted to act like a court of record, okay? And a court of record, we require a jury. We want the court to operate like a real court, not as a Aeneas Prius court. Before, unless. So with the special appearance, right now, when do you file a special appearance? You only file a special appearance if you're going to a court proceeding. It's on the docket. You have a scheduled court appearance. That's the reason why I have it in that folder, affidavits filed for your first appearance or your next appearance. All right? I just had a guy send it in, and he was like, Rick, I sent it in and I never got a response. And I'm like, his name's Brian, and was just confused. That's all. He didn't understand, and I'm not making fun of Brian at all. I mean, it's just not easy stuff, and he just was confused. That's all. And I said to him, I go, Brian, do you have a scheduled court appearance? And he's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I just said to him, like, bro, you gotta. And this goes for all you guys. My paperwork it'll only work better if you guys put in the work. All right, you putting in the work is watching as many videos you possibly can. Do as much research as you possibly can. Read as much case law as you possibly can, because it's only going to help you. Because in a perfect world, if you come to court prepared, see, here's the thing. Because it's a private club, the Bar Association, and this is why they always push for you to get an attorney. Now, even an attorney is not encouraged to come to court fully prepared, because then they're not going to expect everybody to be like this. The attorneys, they operate under presumptions, all right, and certain presumptions they leave alone. Okay, that's the reason why I told you guys you're never going to hear an attorney bring up, hey, that judgment is void because it's quorum non judice. Then you wouldn't have all these lawyers walking around these family courts or whatever court you guys in for child support, because immediately they would objection, change. We need a change of venue. We need to be before a judge. We need to be in a court of record. Blah 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 blah. We need to be in a court of law and equity. Okay, and that's the end of it. All right. So they never do that. That's left unsaid. So, the point that I'm actually trying to make is that in a perfect world, you and I, we're non-attorneys, pro se, showing up to court, being prepared, instead of that being a plus and a judge going, oh, wow, this guy, this girl, they're really prepared. No, what happens next is now here comes the fun part, where the judge, who's not supposed to give you legal advice, who's not supposed to misinform you of things, who's supposed to provide you equal protection under the law, is now trying to trip you up, okay, doing the things I just mentioned, misinformation, okay, not providing you equal protection, not be impartial, but actually act impartial. It's disgusting, okay, and this is why it's important to know these things, to learn as much as you can. I mean, I'm proud to say that a lot of my subscribers who watch my videos, who really pay attention and put up with some of my stories and my long-windedness, you learn. Like, they go to court, you guys know about an injury in fact, okay? You know that a commissioner or a support magistrate or a ministerial judge, they're fake judges. They're fake. They don't have any authority. So what you're doing is you're putting them on their heels now, because you watch my video, you watch Ahmed Osiris' video, the Liquid Theory, us. You're watching videos where you're getting good information. Okay, so you're able to go into court prepared, all right, and we're making their jobs harder. Okay, so anyway, getting back to the special appearance, the guy Brian, he sent it in without an upcoming court appearance, and he was confused about it. It's all right, we're gonna fix it, not a big deal, and basically I gave him an email. I'm like, Brian, you gotta, you gotta, put the research in there, you gotta, the money you gave me, and I appreciate all the donations you guys give me, but, let's the reason why I ask for what I ask for is because, one, I know you guys are in a financial bind, okay? And, two, I'm not trying to make a lot of money, but, and three, you got to put some of the work in there. You understand? So you really, what you're getting for the donations, you're getting the paperwork, really, where you just got to fill in your information, but it's still, you got to put the legwork in. You got to read the instructions. You got to go to the court. You got to put the legwork in, and that's going to work it's going to work better if you put your work in there when you have free time. A lot of you guys, I see you guys emailing me in the wee hours in the morning. That tells me, one, you don't sleep much, but two, you're putting the time in. I used to be up all the time myself. I mean, I'm telling you, I at least 2,000 hours in this stuff. All right, I would be on the computer putting in 8-hour shifts. When you're really into it, you say you put your head up, it's like 4 hours went by. And your eyes are like watering from looking at that computer screen, and your head's hurting. You got that headache, that nagging little headache from like squinting, and the stress type of headache from putting the time in on the computer, and because we're trying to learn, and it just has to be done. Because we're in a really, really bad situation. I mean, it's a horrible situation. I've been there with you guys, all right? And we're getting better at this, though. And the special appearance, again, it's important to send it in before going to court, because I read you guys, this was in New York. Now, they're doing this in New York. They're doing it everywhere. I've mentioned this a few times. In California, one of my guys showed me an order from a commissioner, and the order said, well, he showed up, and when he showed up, he gave jurisdiction to the court. Then, in New York State article, Family Court Act Article 5B, it says that when you appear, you're submitting to the jurisdiction of the court. Now, why are we showing up? Well, we get this wonderful letter telling us if we don't show up, they're going to suspend our license. We may be incarcerated. It's all trickery. So it's important that we respond the right way. So I crafted a nice special appearance. I added an objection to it, and look what happened. Felton got a response. I'm the one that, I showed you guys the other day. I like to put these things out there to show you guys, to give you hope. If now he's got that response, now where is the evidence that we asked for? We noticed in that letter there was nothing mentioned about the evidence. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, we asked, where's the evidence that we asked for? It must not exist. Therefore, you defaulted, and we need a dismissal. And we did that. Remember I showed you guys dismissal for failure to state a claim? You understand? So when you get a response, we can respond a proper way, and we don't leave them too many outs. Okay? We're making progress. Okay? And we're making progress. And that's what, again, I said it 100 times. There is no such thing as a silver bullet. It doesn't exist. Okay? Sadly. There's not a magic bullet, silver bullet, whatever you want to call it. A magic document that we're going to send in there, and like, oh, we got you. That's what other channels would like you to believe. Okay? Some other con men out there. It doesn't exist. You understand? It does not exist. My whole approach is we got to fight them in the courts because the support orders are void. Many of you know this from doing your own research, watching my videos, all right, knowing the law. A lot of you, I love it. Hey, Rick, isn't that 28 USC 1691? Yeah, that's right. Failure to have a judicial signature. Hey, Rick, I got this order, and it's signed by a deputy clerk, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, because they watched my video, they did the research. You guys know what to look for now. Okay? You know that the support order is not valid. So, because we know these things now, what's another way? What's the remedy to that now? Right? Let's think about it. All right? We got, I just said to you, we got to fight them in court. All right? So you got a support order, right? You're looking at it, signed by a deputy clerk. What else do I ask you guys to do? Check with the clerk's office to see if it's entered, right? If it's entered as a money judgment, right? It's not there. I know in New York it's supposed to be under Family Court Act 460, under CPLR. What is it again? I should know this. Christ. You should notice the back of my hand. 5016, right? And if it doesn't, that's good, right? So now what we do, armed with that information, now what can we do? Well, we could do a writ of mandamus demanding or compelling the child support agency to come to court and bring the valid court order. And when they show up, because they got to bring it as evidence, we need you to compel you to bring evidence to the court that you have a valid court order to order my property seized by income withholding order. Where's the order? They bring it, right? And it's void for why? Because it's not signed by a judge, it's not signed by a clerk, it's not entered. We have all of these reasons why it's void. If you watch my video from August 22nd, 2016, where you just see my hands and my watch, the judge goes, yeah, it was entered. I go, no, Judge, it wasn't. Then I showed him. If you watch, I brought the paperwork that I asked you guys to do to send to the clerk's office, and I even did a video on it. I showed you guys, I did a video where I sent paperwork to the clerk's office. I told them that it's a felony, okay? If they're a part of the fraud, I forget, but anyway. And what they did, they sent me the paperwork that there's no proof, there's no evidence of a money judgment recorded. And then I took that, and that was one of the reasons why the judge froze the support order, and then led to it being vacated. All of these little things that I ask you to do, they all have the potential to pay off. Remember, I told you guys a while ago that all of these things that we're doing is for a reason. And it's to put you in a position to win. So doesn't it not make sense to say to the clerk, I need you to give me proof that you have the order entered? Well, and that's the reason I want you to get it on their letterhead if it's possible. Okay? And any proof that you can bring in. All right? And then it's proof that we have a void order. And then when we do the writ of mandamus, they don't have any authority to seize our property because they don't have a valid court order. Okay? And that's how we can do these things. So that's how we find remedies. All right? And the thing I just told you now, we can do the same thing with with your employer, right? Some of you are dealing with your employers. Writ of mandamus, take your employer to court, and hopefully when your employer gets the notification, hopefully you hand deliver it to the payroll or whatever, and if they show it to their attorney, hopefully it gets fixed. Like like Kevin and Andre in upstate New York. Kevin threatened to get a lawyer to do Article 78 writ of mandamus. Andre did it, got it, and they both got one guy in agreement, and Kevin got them to 15. It went from 15,000 to 2,500 to nothing. Okay, because he had the remedy. He told them what the remedy is, and they knew they were got. Okay, so we're making progress. These are the remedies. All right. If anybody wants my paperwork, okay, reach out to me. All right. The donation. Listen, here's another thing. Sadly, because I've been ripped off a number of times because I'm a nice guy, and I actually feel sorry because I've been there. You know, many people have taken advantage of my kindness, and Rick, I'll give you and I'll pay you down the road. I never got paid. All right, I had a guy, I told you the story a couple of weeks ago. This guy, Stacy, thought he was getting over on me, and you know, I wanted to make an example of him. And you know, he told me he was going to give me $50, so I sent him the paperwork, but I sent him old paperwork. It ain't going to work, okay? And he, you know what he did? He screwed himself because, you know, let's say you want to get over on me and get my paperwork. All right, get my paperwork, but guess what? You can never ask me questions again. All right, you can never get an update. You're done. So, you know, you want to get my paperwork without my help, go right ahead. But that means you're never going to get my writ of mandamus paperwork, my writ of habeas corpus paperwork. You know, many of my people out there that got my paper, they got all these things because they did it the right way. They were honest. You're honest with me, I can be honest with you. It's not worth it. All right, but sadly, you know, if you're going to make a donation, it has to be the full amount. All right? All right, so listen, guys, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. All right, and hopefully you learned something in this 22 minutes and 21, 22, 23. All right, anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.